and welcome to Q&A with 50 Shades of Tay. I just wanted to start off and say thank you so much to everybody who... Oh my god, my hair. I don't like that at all. Hello, and welcome to Q&A with 50 Shades of Tay. I just wanted to start off by saying thank you so much to everybody who took the time to write in questions to me, because without you guys, this video would not be possible. So thank you so much for all those questions. I really appreciate it. We're going to go ahead and get started with our first question. And our first question comes from Dylan Ellis. Hey, first, love the channel and can't wait to see it grow. Since it is the spooky season, what would you consider your favorite and or best horror movie? Well, thank you, Dylan, for writing that in. And yes, it is the spooky season, as you can tell from my decorations behind me. No, I don't always decorate like this, although I feel like I should. Since it is the spooky season, I know I bring this up all the time. It's like the way Rob brings up Star Trek, I bring up Elvira. I can't help it. I would say if you have not seen Elvira, Mistress of the Dark, that is, I know it's not horror, but one of my all-time favorite movies. I watch it every year on my birthday. I feel like I've said that already on this channel, but it's so, it means so much to me, that movie. And it's so cool how many of you actually have written to me saying, since you started watching me, that you've actually checked out the movie, and a couple of you have actually bought the movie. So I feel like Elvira should be sending me a check in the mail any day now. Just won't hold my breath. Another horror movie that I love is I think it's 2013, the 2013 remake of The Evil Dead. And I know I'm in the minority on that because it's a horror remake, and I know a lot of people prefer the original. The original is awesome. Original is one of my top 10 favorite horror movies, but for some reason this remake of it is just like, I love it. I love it so much. So I would recommend that one a lot. All right, so our next question comes from Kai Sutton. Hey y'all, one of the things I love about Andor is we're seeing the good guys, i.e. the rebels, doing some very shady and morally questionable stuff, like taking a child hostage and threatening to kill him in the most recent episode. My question is, do you think that we can see a Star Wars show doing the opposite and paint the Empire in a good light and show the shades of gray on both sides? Well, thank you, Kai, for sending that in. I really appreciate it. And first of all, let me start off by saying I am loving Andor. I think it's light years. There we go. Light years beyond what Obi-Wan and Book of Boba Fett were. Those shows were so disappointing to me, and with Andor, I feel like they finally have the writing, they finally have the acting, they finally have what I've been waiting for from Star Wars for so long. The only thing that sucks about it is I feel like because it's not a marquee character like Obi-Wan or like The Mandalorian or Boba Fett, we're not getting the same viewership, which is such a bummer because it's so much better. But I'm hoping that Disney can learn from Andor and see that, Star Wars doesn't have to be just for kids, and they can take risks. And I would love to see them do a show that kind of like flips the script a little bit and shows the Empire in a different light. And I think that would be awesome. I just don't know if that's something that they're ready for yet, but I'm really hoping we get there one day. Our next question comes from, I hope I'm pronouncing this right, Balint. Hello, Taylor. Here goes my question. What's the one thing most people get wrong about you before getting to know you? Much love and appreciation from Hungary. Well, thank you so much, Balint, for writing that in. I'm really sorry if I'm not saying your name correctly, but it means a lot to me. And hello, Hungary. First of all, it is amazing that someone from Hungary knows that I exist. And then second of all, it is so awesome that you're taking the time to write into me. It means so much, so thank you for that. Your question, I already forgot the question now. Oh yes, what do most people get wrong about me? By the way, I'm using an iPad to cheat with the questions. I feel like I'm really shy, and I know based on the stuff I talk about on my channel and the stuff I talk about on John's show, I don't come off as shy, but I promise if you meet me in person, I'm super shy, and I think that people take that as me being rude or me being like a bitch, but I feel like once you get to know me and you get to see my personality and like I'm super nice, super friendly, I start to open up and you see that I'm not a bitch and that it's just me being shy. So if we ever meet, I might come off as rude or bitchy, but it's just me being very nervous and very shy and very anxious. But once we get there, then things will turn around and you'll see I'm not a bitch and we can be bitchy to other people that we don't like. So that's one thing that I would say people don't get right about me when they first meet me. All right, next question is from Ryan Trabuco. Hello, Ryan. He says, hey, Tay, here's my question. What is your favorite movie? Ooh, Ryan, that's a tough one because I can't narrow it down to just one. I'm not going to mention Elvira, Mistress of the Dark. We'll move right along past that one. But if I can name a few movies, I would say the original trilogy from Star Wars is like perfect to me. That's like, if I could count that as one movie. And then also I would have to throw in Revenge of the Sith because that is, I think, the first movie that I ever saw in theaters multiple times. And I love Revenge of the Sith. Even to this day, I watched it not too long ago, a few months ago. I think it still holds up. I know there's haters out there, but Revenge of the Sith all the way. And it's not just because it shows Hayden Christensen's nipples. I mean, that's a plus, but that's not the only reason, I'll tell you that much. And then I'm obsessed with Rosamund Pike. So 2 movies that I would have to put in like my top 10-ish would be I Care a Lot, which is a Netflix film. So good, which I know is really rare to hear about a Netflix movie, but yeah, I Care a Lot. And Gone Girl, which, this is so cool. Okay, so Gone Girl is like one of my favorite movies, right? And when I got these graphics for my YouTube channel, I didn't tell the graphic designer what movie or what shows to like incorporate. If I did, I would have said Shrek, right? But when he sent them back to me, he put Gone Girl as the movie that was like playing on all the screens of the television sets for the like mock-ups. And I was like, oh my God, he knows me so well, and I didn't have to say it. So those are some of my favorite movies. And then I would also have to mention one of my all-time favorite movies, Chicago. Oh, I'm not even going to try and say her name because I tried earlier, and it's very hard for me, but Renee Zellweger. I don't even know if I'm saying it right. I say it, like I know how to say it, but then I say it and I feel it just comes out like, you know, like vomit, or like you're eating alphabet soup and then just like bleh, all the letters. So Renee Zellweger. I think that's right. That sounds right. If it's not right, oh, what is she gonna do about it? Well, I'm scared. There's a knock at the door. Could you imagine? I love that movie. Chicago, yeah, I quote it all day, every day. I actually quoted it to Rob earlier today. I walked by him and I was like, he ran into my knife. He ran into my knife 10 times. And he knew exactly what I was talking about. And that was it. That was the end of that conversation. So, I don't know. I don't know why I brought it up. I just did. Next question comes from, oh no. I'm so sorry if I'm not saying these names correctly, but I think it's Arun A. Arun says, you are a great addition to the John Campea show. I loved Spider-Man No Way Home and can't wait for the next Spider-Man movie. Do you think we will get Spider-Man 4 in 2024? I don't see Sony waiting too long to make one. Thanks. Well, thank you, Arun, for writing that in. And once again, I am so sorry if I'm not pronouncing your name correctly. Feel free to, in the comments, put how to pronounce it, and I will get it right next time. I'm very, I can honestly barely even say, I can't even say Renee Zellweger, and I love her, so I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Renee. What was the question? Oh yeah, Spider-Man. First of all, I loved Spider-Man No Way Home. I saw it in theaters 4 times. The first time it came out, I saw it in Dolby. I saw it in Dolby Prime. I saw it in IMAX. And then they re-released it maybe like about a month ago. And they did the More Fun Stuff version. And I went back and I saw it again. And oh man, I love that movie. Because growing up, for me, I mean, Tobey Maguire was my Spider-Man, right? And just seeing Goblin and Doc Ock and seeing Tobey, like, oh man, it was just so cool. But then I also love Andrew Garfield, and I've grown to love Tom Holland. So seeing all 3 of them, that was so good. As far as getting one in 2024, I think so. Honestly, I've heard the rumors about it. I think we'll get it. I think they don't want to wait too long, and that's like a year and a half-ish. Don't check my math, but a year and a half-ish away from now. And I feel like why wait any longer than that? I'm down for almost anything for Spider-Man moving forward, as long as they don't put him in Morbius 2. Anything other than Morbius 2. I'm just making sure before I say that. I think, yeah, anything other than Morbius 2, I'd be down. I just want more Spider-Man and Spider-Men. Honestly, I don't think we've seen the last of Tobey and Andrew. I don't think so. Our next question, oh God. My next question comes from my boyfriend David. What do you want for dinner? Well, David. I can't say it. I can't say what I want to have for dinner. I'll just go with, David, can we please have some lemon salmon with roasted cauliflower for dinner? All right. Next up, from Gabe Big Dog. With the passing of, oh, this is sad, Robbie Coltrane this past Friday, did you watch Harry Potter? And did you stop watching it due to sadness? Oh no. I did in the first 10 minutes. Ooh, it was a bummer. I'm just so bummed because now if you go back and watch like the original, almost all the Harry Potter movies at this point, so many of the cast members are dead. Because in the original one, Dumbledore's gone and Snape's gone and Hagrid's gone. It's just like, I'm going to be next. It's so sad. I didn't go back and watch it. I didn't even think to. I've been so busy. But yeah, I know the next time I do go back and revisit those movies, it's going to be even harder. It's really sad. All right, next question comes from, my friend Denise. Hello, Denise. She says, top 3 horror movies that made you jump. Ooh, that is a good question. I don't know off the top of my head 3, but I will say one that did make me jump really recently was Smile. And going into it, I didn't think it was going to be scary. It looked really corny to me. And I was still interested because I was like, okay, I like corny. But when I got there, there were a few jumps throughout the movie where it was like the sound editing, right? But then also there were like some jump scares where like you thought you knew it was coming and then it came from the other way. And I was like, oh shit. So I would say, yeah, Smile made me jump a few times and I really, really enjoyed it. And if you haven't seen it yet, I would say check it out. And if you're looking for a good horror movie this spooky season in theaters, don't see Halloween Ends, don't see Lyle Lyle Crocodile, but go see Smile or go see Terrifier 2, which is currently expanding its theatrical run because it is doing so well, which I feel like I did play a small part in that role. So go check out those movies. My next question comes from Brandon. Got a question. I'm a huge anime and animation fan, and I'm in animation college as of right now. I highly recommend the anime My Hero Academia. It's really good. Well, Brandon, let me just start off by saying you're like the 5th person this week alone to recommend that anime to me, and it is on my watch list. I'm going to get to it. I really want to check it out. I watched like a quick little trailer for it on YouTube, and it actually does look pretty cool. It's just, I have Dahmer to get to, and then right as I was about to start Dahmer, I saw the trailer for The Watcher with Jennifer Coolidge on Netflix, and I was like, oh shit. So I started that. But I could only make it in the first 30 minutes because I was so tired. But I'm loving that show. Actually, after I finish filming this, I have like, an hour and a half before Andor starts. I'm probably going to watch the rest of episode 1 of The Watcher. But I will get to My Hero Academia because so many of you have told me to check it out. And it looks really good. So my next question comes from Nicole. Aw, Nicole, I miss you. She says, on a scale of 1 to 10, how hot is Daemon Targaryen? The answer is 11. Well, Nicole, let me just tell you, first of all, I feel like I'm starting off all my answers with, let me just tell you. I don't know, is that my catchphrase? I guess that's my catchphrase. Let me just tell you that I was so conflicted on whether or not he was a daddy with the blonde hair, and it took me like 3 episodes to decide, and then I decided, yeah, he is. But this is what I think, honestly. I think if it wasn't for Morbius, sorry, I'm fixing my hair, it's fucked up. If it wasn't for Morbius, I think he would have been a daddy from episode 1, but because of Morbius, he fucked himself, and it took him 3 episodes to become a daddy in my eyes. So that's what Morbius does to you. That's what Morbius did to me. That's what Morbius did to all of us. Fuck Morbius. Next question. My next question comes from Oh Charlie. Favorite Richard Madden movie? Oh no, I forgot I was going to look at his IMDb page before I started filming. Honestly, I feel like I've seen him in more, but the only movie I can think of off the top of my head right now is Eternals. Fuck. Hold on. Google. Last thing in my Google history is Shrek. Richard Madden. Oh, he was in Rocket Man. Oh, he was in Cinderella. See, I haven't seen Cinderella. Oh, I saw 1917. That was lit. No, I honestly still think after seeing these, yeah, Bodyguard, I think it's still Eternals. I really did like Eternals. Maybe not as much as I was hoping to like it, but I liked him in it a lot. My next question comes from Alan Renshaw. Best Call of Duty game. Ooh, if you were to add up all the time that I've spent playing Call of Duty games, honestly, it would be like years of my life. I used to play every Call of Duty game, and then I don't know what made me fall off. I think at one point, like, I missed a game, and then I missed like 5 games. Like, they just kept coming out faster and faster, and I couldn't keep up. But the original Call of Duty Black Ops, the first one, not the second one, not the third one, but the first one. That one I played all day, every day. Call of Duty Zombies, and then there was a map, I think it was called 5, where you would like get in the elevator and go into the underground bunker, and fuck, I played Call of Duty Black Ops, the zombies, yeah, all day, every day, all night. And you know, one of my favorite things, this is back in the day, I would we had a big TV we would put in the backyard of my brother-in-law's house, and we would smoke a little weed, and we would play in the backyard, but we would play at like midnight, 1 in the morning, and it was scary as fuck, because were those zombie growls coming from the TV, or were they coming from, you know, the backyard, the neighbor, within? All right, next question comes from ch.Andy. So I'm just going to say your name is Andy, because I'm not 100% sure. What movie got you into the horror genre? Well, thank you, Andy. I hope that I am saying your name right as well. If not, join the long line. I feel like first time you all wrote into me, I fucked up everyone's name. Even Renee Zellweger. Okay, literally take a shot. Go back to the beginning. Take a shot every time I say Renee Zellweger, and then see if you're still standing by the end of this video. It'll be fun. As long as you're 21. Or honestly, you guys are renting in from other countries. I don't know how old you have to be to drink in other countries. So as long as you're of legal drinking age and wherever you come from, wherever you're watching from. If not, don't do it. Don't do it. What was your question? Oh yeah. What film got you into the horror genre? I don't know. I feel like it started really young. You know, I honestly think what it was like when I was a kid, I was not allowed to watch scary movies. And so it made me like curious about scary movies. And then once I saw like a few, I was like, oh, they're not as scary or as bad as like I thought they were going to be. And then I don't know how this happened, but I'm like obsessed with horror. I mean, as you can tell, I just love it. And I want to get my friends that aren't, you know, huge horror lovers. We won't mention her by name, but her name rhymes with Chris Carr. Oh shit, I just said her name. I don't know what rhymes with her name. Her name rhymes with Mishmar. Yeah, it does. I don't know. I want to get her into horror, but I know she doesn't like the blood, the violence, the guts. I know she doesn't like jump scares. So my way of getting her into like the horror genre is like stuff like Hocus Pocus, stuff like Nightmare Before Christmas, stuff like Alien. Honestly, I think Alien is a really, really good entryway into horror. I don't know if this is answering your question at all. I just kind of, I've been filming a long time. It's only 10:01 p.m., but it feels like 10:02 p.m. My next question comes from Joseph7. Favorite 3 to 5 films of all time? All right, Joseph, I know I've already listed off Gone Girl, I Care a Lot, Chicago, Elvira, and a few Star Wars movies. And I don't want to just repeat those movies again. So instead, I'm just going to say a few of my favorite movies from this past year or so. My favorite movie, honestly, of 2022 so far is Everything Everywhere All at Once. If you haven't seen that one yet, I would highly recommend it. I love that movie. I can't believe how good it was. It just like exceeded every expectation, big word, that I had for that movie. And I honestly can't wait to rewatch it again. And my favorite thing about that movie is seeing it with someone for the first time who hasn't seen it yet, because it's just so good. And then another movie that I love from this year, honestly, probably one of my top 5 favorite movies of the past 5 years, is Marcel the Shell with Shoes On. It's also another A24 movie. I love that movie. I thought it was so cute. I laughed so hard. I cried. I just ordered it on Blu-ray today, so I can't wait for that to come and show everyone, because a lot of my friends haven't seen it yet. I can't wait to show that one off to everybody. And I also really love the newest Scream movie, just called Scream. They didn't call it Scream 5. I really, really loved what they did with that Scream, and I cannot wait. Well, can wait. I was so excited for the next Scream until the whole Neve Campbell drama came out. But we'll see. Honestly, I've heard some things that maybe she made a deal to come back for the next one. Maybe she's secretly in this one. We'll see. But yeah, I did love the newest Scream. I also love Black Phone. I don't know if you guys have seen Black Phone, but That movie was good. Oh man, I had so much fun with that movie. My next question comes from Mahir Mangwani. Thoughts on God of War 2018? Well, Mahir, I hope I'm saying your name right. I'm so sorry if I'm not saying it correctly. But God of War, I actually haven't played any of the God of War games, but that's because I don't have a PlayStation currently. Even though right there's my old PlayStation 3. But I got stuck on Xboxes at some point. Like, I used to get every Nintendo system, every PlayStation system, and then every Xbox system. But then, like, for some reason, I just kept getting Xboxes because, my friends had Xboxes and it was just easier. But if I did have a PlayStation, God of War is one of the games that is on my list that I want to play. It looks really fun, and I am hoping we get a really good adaptation of it soon. My next question comes from Irene Jobson. Irene says, what's your favorite material item you own and why? Well, Irene, let me just tell you. I was going to do something funny or something sentimental. That's a big word too, sentimental. But I actually do have a couple things that I've purchased recently. And by I purchased, I mean, I guess David bought me both of these things. And I love them both so much, and they're really cool, so I wanted to show them off on this video. The first one is, ta-da! Oh, I almost hit my face, knocked my teeth out. The box set of the Scream vinyls. If you guys happen to catch me on Rob's channel, the Post Geek Singularity, he interviewed me. It was 1 a.m, and we talked about this exact box set. It is so cool. So it basically unfolds into a giant bloody ghost face. And what's really cool is, so it's the first 4 Scream films, the score on vinyl, right? And I'm just going to show you one of them. And this is really awkward, so we're just going to set this here. We're going to set this here. Here is the Scream 2 soundtrack. And you guys have to see this. If you haven't seen me talk about this yet, they are blood red. And they are so pretty. I'm going to hold it up here. I know I'm touching the tip, but it's like, just look at how pretty it is. And carefully slide it back in. And there you go. I really love this box set. I think it's so cool. I show it off at every opportunity that I have. And another favorite item of mine that David bought for me recently is Elvira's coffin table book. It's so cool. It's pretty big. And it's a bunch of pictures from her career. A bunch of different photo shoots she's done. It's really colorful, really fun. But my favorite part about it, let me see if I can find what page it is. Here it is. He had her customize it and sign it. It says, to Taylor, David, and Puppy June. How cute is that? She even wrote Puppy June. I cannot believe it. So the Scream vinyl box collection and the Elvira coffin table book, those are 2 of my favorite things, my hair. And I love them both. All right, you guys, I saved the best question for last. That's right. Out of all the people that wrote into me, only one of you asked me about Shrek. What am I doing wrong? I gave you guys my email address, I opened up my DMs, and only one person on the whole internet asked me about Shrek. That's fine, that's fine. This last question comes from Sir Hank Dunn, who says, if Shrek and Kermit had a baby, what would his name be? Well, Hank Dunn, I have thought about this a lot, and I think that if Shrek and Kermit penetrated and made a baby, they would name him Shrunk. That's right, Shrunk. And I think he would be French, and I think they could make a Honey, I Shrunk the Kid and Shrek and Kermit crossover event and call it Honey, I Shrunk the Kid. There's that. Well, everybody, that is it. We have climaxed. We have talked about Shrek. That means we have reached the end of the questions that you guys have submitted for me. I just wanted to say thank you again so much for writing into me. I really appreciate it. It is so cool to see that you guys wrote in from all around the world. I cannot even believe that. I just wanted to apologize again for butchering everybody's name, especially to you, Miss Zellweger. I feel so bad. I'm sorry. Thank you guys so much for being here. I appreciate you all, and I can't wait to see you guys again soon.